Hello and welcome to this video in which I will be talking about the relationship between the law of attraction and energy medicine. Specifically the type of energy medicine that I practice, which is based in shamanism. My name is Tanya and my website is souldustacademy.com, and I invite you to come over and visit there for so many more videos on living the life of your dreams, and I will put a link below for you for that. So the law of attraction is, on the face of it, a fairly simple concept. Basically, whatever we're putting out there is what we are going to be receiving or experiencing in our everyday lives. But when you dive a little deeper, it can be a little bit more complicated than that, and particularly if you are familiar with the law of attraction and you've been practicing it, but you are just not receiving the benefits. For example, let's say that you want a new home, you want a beautiful new home to live in, and you've been putting out there what you want, you've been focusing on it, you feel more or less aligned about it, but you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting and it doesn't come. Well, there can be any number of blocks that could be going on that energy medicine can help with, and I want to talk about this a little bit more. So again, just to kind of briefly review the law of attraction, which is a law for our world and our universe that we live in, as much as gravity, and there isn't an opt-out, there's no option to opt out of gravity. In the same way, there's really no way to opt out of the law of attraction. It's simply a law. But we have gotten our thinking kind of backwards somewhere along the way. So, and the teachings around the law of attraction are so powerful. And basically what they say is if you want to attract something, whatever that may be, again, whether it's a new home, whether it's a wonderful, healthy, physical body, whether that's a loving, respectful relationship, romantic relationship, whether that's more money, a perfect job or career situation for you, a new car, whatever it is that you want, you have to first fill the lack in yourself before you can actually attract it in your everyday life. So when we attract what we want, whatever that is, it's because we've filled the void or the lack in ourselves, and then we're able to experience it. Because if there's any lack in ourselves, then we're just going to attract more lack. So that's the key basic teaching of the law of attraction. That's how it works. And so the teachings around it on how to shift, from a place of lack or not having, whatever it is you want, whether that's, again, money, relationship, or health, whatever it is. If you're currently in a state of lacking whatever it is you want, how do you shift into a place of having what you want so that you can actually then attract it? And this can be really incredibly challenging in extreme circumstances. It can be kind of the same as, to draw an analogy, it can be kind of the same as, never having seen colors. Say somebody was born colorblind, and then someone comes along and is expecting you to see all the brilliant different colors, like blue or yellow or green, and we just in the extreme circumstances, we don't have any point of reference for what it can feel like to see those colors, or to have more money, or to have physical health. And so this is where it can be extremely challenging. But most of us have some kind of foothold that we can get a hold of, as far as some experience in our life. It can even be a real short time period where we experience having what it is we want, and then that can be a point where we can start from and just focus there and expand from that. But in extreme circumstances, we don't have any point of reference, and that is where the energy medicine can be even more powerful. And I'll talk more about this in a moment. So basically, the process of shifting from a place of lack into a place of having what it is you want so that you can then actually bring it in, is done basically through our thoughts and through our emotions. So the feeling of it is even more powerful than the thinking of it, okay? But I want to go through this a little bit more carefully here. So I talk in other videos on Soul Dust Academy about our different bodies. So we have our energy body, and then our emotional body, and our mental body, and then our physical body. And they are interrelated, and they can affect one another, but everything starts with the energetic level. Everything that we see around us in physical reality started out as energy. And that is why the energetic level is the most powerful level from which to work. The energy level is more powerful than the emotional level. The emotional level is more powerful than the thinking level, the mental body. And all of those are more powerful than the physical body. But we have it backwards. We think that the acting, the physical level, is the most powerful. We think that if we just work really hard, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, we'll get more money. Or we think that if we scour every last little corner of the world for that perfect partner for us, that's how we can bring them in. But it's actually completely opposite of that. It's thinking is more powerful than those actions. And more powerful than thinking or actions is feeling it. Feel what it would be like to have that perfect health, or that new home, or that perfect relationship. Feel it and think it more than acting, because feeling and thinking are more powerful points of attraction, more powerful. You can have more leverage at those levels than at the action level. But we think this is the opposite. But, and here's the most important point here, what's more powerful than all three of those, more powerful than feeling, thinking, or acting, is the energetic level. So this is why shifting energetically, one energy medicine session with me, can be so incredibly powerful in shifting you into that place so that you can then have what you want, attract what you want, and live the life of your dreams. So there can be lots of blocks that are going on at the energetic level, and so most of us are not aware of what's happening in our energy body. It takes some specific training and sensitivity, like the shaman has. And so as a shamanic practitioner, I go in and I clear that energy body so that it's free of the blocks that might be getting in the way. If you feel like you're aligned otherwise, you feel like your emotions are aligned, your thoughts are aligned, and your actions are aligned with what you want, but it's still not coming to you, that's when energy medicine comes in and it can quickly shift you. And then, of course, once we do that energetic shift, it's important for you to back it up with your feelings and your thoughts and your actions. Otherwise, it's very easy to shift back into the old state of affairs. So this is just the tip of the iceberg of this. I go into this in a lot more detail and from a lot of different angles in my video courses on Soul Dust Academy. And again, I invite you to come on over there and check it out. And if you're interested in setting up an energy medicine session with me, it's really easy. Just come on over to souldustacademy.com and click on individual sessions. It's fairly self-explanatory, kind of a 3-step process. You'll pay and then get access to my calendar, and then we're off and running. So I hope to see you over there at Soul Dust Academy, and meanwhile, thank you for listening, and I wish you well. So